Howdy, folks. I'm your imaginary friend named Bert.
I'm Amber.
And here's some Reddit. Ernie. Our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Throwing My Husband's Dinner Out After He Went to Eat at His Mom's House? My mother-in-law calls every night to ask what we're having for dinner. She then brags about what she's cooking to make me look bad, especially if we're getting takeout. I used to care, but not anymore. But my husband would ask me to make dinner only for him to go and eat at his mom's house, which is like 10 minutes away, and using "that's my favorite meal" as an excuse. Well, yesterday I wanted to surprise him by cooking one of his favorite meals, and although I was busy, I took time off work to cook. I went to the grocery store to get what I needed. Later, as I was setting the table, his mom called. I told him that he didn't have to answer, but he did. Like usual, she asked what we were having, but acted surprised that I cooked this meal. She then went on to tell him that she cooked X meal and told him to come on over. He said okay, which shocked me. I said, seriously? He started dressing up and getting ready to leave. He told me, no offense, but this meal that his mom cooked was even more of a favorite meal than the one I cooked, and grabbed his keys and left. I felt awful. I took his plate and I threw it out, then ate my portion. As I was about to put the plate up in the dishwasher, he got home looking angry and saying that his mom lied about cooking that favorite meal and used it as an excuse to force him to eat dinner with her. I was shocked, but when he sat down telling me to go ahead and reheat dinner, I told him that no, there was no dinner after he abandoned it. I threw it out like a boss. He said, what? And I told him that he disrespected my time and effort and chose to go eat what his mom made instead. He began yelling at me, asking it if I really did this, and then called me petty and horrible, and then went upstairs saying what I did was 100 times worse than what his mom did. I definitely feel like I let my anger and frustration get the best of me, but I really felt unbearable having to live like this for so long. By the way, I'm 26 and he's 28. Edit ad to make one thing clear, and the fact that my husband only does this when it comes to food. He lived with his mom, attended community college, and loved and still loves her food and is used to it. She gave me recipes to make, and I tried to do that, but he keeps switching homes just to eat when he feels like it. Well, update. I posted my situation here almost 24 hours ago, and I haven't really read every single comment because, wow, there are just too many. I saw a few places of advice and encouragement, and I'm so thankful for them. But just wanted to let you guys know something, that since this is a throwaway account and I will be abandoning it soon. I just want to let you know that I will be sitting down with my husband soon. After he breaks the silence, I'm just giving him some space that he said he wanted. And I'm going to show him this post, and I hope that he sees how none of this was my fault. I will also be pushing for couples counseling, although he has always been against it, but we'll see how things go. I'm not gonna lie, I feel upset and like my efforts aren't being appreciated. His mom is definitely onto something with her little upsetting stunts. I realize how important boundaries are, but also realize how enforcing can be difficult. I'm hoping and praying that we will tackle this issue and that our marriage won't suffer, but if he still somehow is unable to do his part, then that's on him, and I'm no longer willing to go through similar stuff, just to let you folks know. So yeah, that's it. I honestly didn't realize my post was going to gain this much attention. I might add my original account just in case some of y'all want to talk. Got plenty of time and space for the internet besties because my inbox was blowing up. And maybe I will post updates from there if I can. Thanks so much. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
I'm inclined to say that OP's not the jerk. I don't really agree with wasting food, but also this was kind of like a special circumstance, and there's a lot of things that go into meal prep, and he just did not seem to appreciate it at all. And I think that he treated her food like it was garbage, and so she threw it in the trash, and the mom is really acting like an interference in the relationship, and she's basically trying to cause her husband to go over there every day, and I think that's wrong. I really do. Like, there needs to be some kind of boundaries. This shouldn't be what drives him to not do this, but if it does, then maybe they can work out the problems and actually have a healthier relationship. But right now, things don't really sound all that healthy. But it does sound like OP is planning on trying to take her husband to couples counseling, which I think is probably the next course of action from here anyway. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk. Why in the world is he telling you to go heat his dinner? Did a T-Rex attack him and eat his arms on the way back from his mom's? Did he try to catch a falling piano from the sky so it didn't land on a child playing and all his fingers broke? Did he anger a forest fairy and she cursed him and now he has two sets of legs instead of hands? Or is that him waving a huge red flag? Oh my. These are all good theories, but have you considered that her husband may actually be a stray cat enchanted to appear to be a human? That would explain why he wanders from house to house asking to be fed and then picks and chooses from what he's been offered.
Didn't I tell you those two were fantastic?
Oh, Amber was telling me that I had to read these two comments, and they did not disappoint. Ugh, that jumped out at me too. He sat down and told her to go reheat his dinner after he left for what he considered a better option, and then came back to settle for her food. No, just no. You're in a toxic relationship when someone constantly compares you to someone else that benefits no one. He needs to step up or move back in with his mommy, not the jerk. Just so you know, T-Rex don't eat your whole arm. They just eat most of it so you can feel like they do. That's ridiculous. Not the jerk. Your husband can either commit to eating at home with you, tell you well before dinner that he's eating with his mom, or he can make his own meals until he starts regularly making a choice to be home or go with enough time for you to plan and prep your cooking. Cook enough for only you. He is on his own. Edit ad. I wasn't going to say it because I feel like it was obvious, but I can't help myself. This is a much larger issue than dinner time. There's a profound lack of respect in your relationship. Husband needs to snip the apron strings at the very least, but really needs to spend some serious time thinking about what a marriage and partnership actually means. Alright folks, our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Blowing Up at a Nurse for Telling Me That My Daughter Wasn't My Daughter? So, me and my partner adopted our daughter 2 years ago. We don't have any biological children, and we don't really plan to just yet. Our daughter is 6 years old now. She does understand that she was adopted, and we've made it clear time and time again that even though she didn't come from my belly, we still love her and treat her as if she did. Well, the other day I took her to a pediatrician because she said that one of her ears felt full. She did have a cold last week, so that was expected, and he said that her ear would drain out eventually. All good. The nurse comes in with a discharge sheet and commented that she would never have assumed that I was the mother of my daughter since I looked nothing like her, which I don't for obvious reasons. So I then said, oh yeah, we adopted her, so that's why she doesn't look like me and my husband. Then the nurse goes, oh, okay, so she isn't your daughter. I was a little confused and I thought that I had just explained this whole situation. I said, she's my daughter, we adopted her a few years back. The nurse says, but technically, she isn't your daughter, and her real mom is somewhere else. This nurse is getting a very strong waggle of a finger from Brian. No, 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 no. Bad nurse. Bad. I was really upset, and because what in the world? And I said it again, but she is my daughter, and I am her mom. The nurse then kind of sighed and said, okay, maybe legally you are, but her real mom is the one who gave birth to her. My daughter was looking up at me and confused, and I can't imagine what was going through her head. I had enough. I said to the nurse, what is wrong with you? I keep telling you that I'm her mother, and you keep denying that, in front of my daughter no less. The nurse goes, I'm just stating a fact. Biologically, she's not yours. I went again, yeah, because she's adopted. We adopted her and gave her a home. What do I have to do? Push her out of my vagina for her to be my mother? The nurse goes, well, the dictionary definition of what a mom is. What dictionary are you reading, nurse? I don't believe that's the dictionary definition of mother. I had enough. I told her to wash the mouth of the BS that she has been saying to me and my daughter, and I left and went home. I was really shaken up at this point, and I was still when I got home and my husband noticed. I told him what happened. He told me that the nurse was really dumb for saying that, but I shouldn't have blown up on her like that. Am I the jerk? Edit, rip my inbox. Thank you all so much for everyone's kindness and support. My husband did apologize to me, and he gets that I was just sticking up for our child, who is our child whether people like it or not. We went to a clinic in person and I filed a complaint, and hopefully it will turn out in our favor and in favor of those who don't exactly have a so-called traditional family. Thanks again. Alright, just for my own satisfaction, I looked this up. Here's a dictionary definition of mother. A female parent. This is just completely wrong. Like, the nurse doesn't even know what the dictionary has to say. So, yeah. Alright, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
I bet everyone can guess what side of the fence I lean on here. OP, I don't think that you're the jerk in this situation. I think that this nurse was completely out of line. There are certainly, like, it would have been one thing if the nurse had just, like, had a moment and just said something like, oh, you don't look anything like her, and then just dropped it after that and been like, oh, no, we adopted it, right? That was the time for the nurse to drop this and be like, oh, okay. But then to be like insisting upon insisting upon insisting and being like, oh, but you're not really her mom. But you're not really her mom, though. It's like, no. And then she like has the audacity to be like, well, that's the dictionary definition, even though it wasn't. So yeah, I don't think that you're the jerk, OP. Anyhow, take care and good luck. As a nurse, call the office manager and report that nurse. The amount of obscenities that I want to use would probably get me banned, but she was beyond unprofessional for every single word, and she said it in front of your daughter. I guarantee that this is not how we are taught in nursing school. I'm so angry on your behalf. Please, please, please report her. Not the jerk. As a nurse, I agree, she not only was unprofessional, but violated the nursing code of ethics. I bet she also thinks that women who had C-sections aren't really real mothers either because they didn't push the child out of their vaginas. I mean,
if that's your dictionary definition.
Yeah, if that's your dictionary definition. Not the jerk, but please report this nurse. It's incredibly unprofessional and she needs to be reprimanded. Who knows what insensitive things she'll say to someone in a lot more vulnerable position. She makes my blood boil. I'm so mad on your behalf. Alright, folks, it is tea time. Grab your tea or other beverage of choice. You're not limited to simply tea at Brian's tea time.
Mint tea.
Amber has mint tea. Amber also guessed what kind of tea I had today because she again cheated and used telepathy. So this one is from Jot. So thank you, Jot. It is, how do you count cows? With a calculator. Oh my goodness, it's really good. And Mary told me a joke today too, but we'll save that one for tomorrow. It was a story joke, so we'll have to set that up. Oh, and if you're wondering what kind of tea I have mint tea. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like, and if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.